standard measurements, these measurements here, are most comfortable, easy to play, of any kind, regardless of the size of the hands. Don't worry about these big hands or small hands, because really speaking, well, I also, 15 years ago, because Paco convinced me that you should play 63 millimeters in a bigger space, and I said, how can you say that? You have a very big hand, and if I do that, I don't think I can make it. He said, you don't worry, just do it, and you will see how it will transform your technique. Because the more separation comes here, the more space. Actually, this new avant-garde design has wider, the right hand range this from string to string here, wider space. And here is shorter on the left hand. Because what we want to have distance here from the edge of the fretboard to the string. So this is shorter, and this here it's much wider. Why? Because also when we will play different techniques, like for example, even if we play rasgueo, we have to have a target zone. The more space we have there, the more we can target the strings. Otherwise, when this part here is very narrow, then it's all over. What you play, there is no definition of how you will target a certain section of strings. For example, let's say here we want to play just 3 strings. Second string. Let's say if I put this for augmented here, it will make it evident when we are playing that. If I play the rasgueo with this note, it does not sound at all. Look. Because I can target the section because of the space. Actually, 5 millimeters more is a lot than conventional guitars. Around 5 because it's like 63. So that's why Paco was insisting on this, and it was true. In fact, I realized this some years after. It doesn't matter the size of your hand. I have a pretty small hand. And this doesn't matter really one thing with the measurements. These measurements are standard for everyone. And even when children play, because this is the other part of your question, that if your son has 10-year-old, say 10-year-old, and has small hands because he's a child, before it was recommended to use a tercerola, kind of small, very small guitar, like a Torres guitar, very small. But that's not really good. And I did also start playing just with the normal, of course it was media guitarra, which means not very big top. Just like here we have, this top is bigger than this, right? The Santos, and this is the Overo 45. So this is bigger than this one here. But I started with this when I was a child, but it did not affect me anything. Like, you don't need to have the child playing in a smaller guitar because has small hands and then will adapt to that. There's no meaning really. Like, also Mozart did not have a small piano to try to get like, even from 6-year-old or anything. So then no worries with it. This is another prejudice coming out of classical guitar. That if your hand is small, then the guitar has to be smaller, small here, small there. That's not our line. Our line is to go with one standard measurement, which is good for all, because I have a small hand. I'm sure many of you will have a bigger hand than me, and therefore I can play everything. So it's not true that you need a smaller guitar because you have small hands. Okay, I hope this answered your question. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.